Hello and thank you for returning to MMA Alerts. First things first, Merab Dvalishvili warned Sean O'Malley. Merab Dvalishvili has warned Sean O'Malley that he will win the rematch if the two fighters meet again in November, following his earlier suggestion of a rematch between the two. Before we go any further, if you want to show your support for the channel, click the like button on the video. This week, Dvalishvili was questioned by Ariel Helwani if he was interested in getting back together with O'Malley during his visit on her show. Yes, I am completely on board. The first time I heard he wanted a rematch, I suggested we fight in November. UFC has hired me, and I'm here. We can have a fight as soon as next week. I always tell him we can fight in November since I know he isn't prepared right now. We are both aware that we have fought before, and I am well versed in his strategy and abilities. I can stand my ground, refuse to kiss him, kill him, and stop caring for him. First time, I'll be gentle with him. This time, I intend to wipe him off the map. In addition, there has been much speculation about the postponement of Usman and Muhammad's bout with Song Yadong in December and the possible rematch between Dvalishvili and Muhammad. According to Dvalishvili, he is up to fighting Usman and Muhammad after February if the UFC offers him the fight. There is no issue for me. No matter who the UFC chooses to fight, I will accept. I will maintain my stance that I am never given the opportunity to pick my opponent, and that I will never fight him or her. This is the first time I've ever felt this way, and I don't expect it to change. It seems like a bout between Usman and Muhammad and Song Yadong could be scheduled for December if Dvalishvili isn't prepared to fight until February. Next, Conor McGregor's 2025 fight is certain according to Dana White. Dan Hooker and Conor McGregor hinted at a possible bout during the BKFC event in Spain earlier this month. McGregor has set February as the aim. Since he and his wife are expecting a child, Hooker is eyeing January or March. After some time had passed, Dana White informed those in the media that he was considering the bout. Nonetheless, he and McGregor have not yet met to talk about the Hooker fight or any other possible bouts. Regardless, White expressed confidence in McGregor's return to fight in 2025 during his interview on the Out of Pocket with RG3 podcast. He's not battling anybody at the moment, but he is fighting with everyone. As I've mentioned before, Conor has found himself in a position where he can make a substantial amount of money. All these firms he owns keep raking in the dough. In spite of the difficulty of his situation, I still think Conor McGregor will compete in 25. No date has been scheduled and there has been no fight. In case you missed my comment at 24, I said that I don't think he'll fight. To be honest, I think he'll fight in 25. When Conor McGregor returns to competition, he might face any number of formidable opponents. Among McGregor's upcoming fights are one with Dan Hooker, one with Michael Chandler, and a trilogy bout with Nate Diaz. If there is any new information about Conor McGregor's comeback, White has promised to be the first to announce it. How about we examine regarding his illness? Khamzat Chimaev finally speaks up. The original plan for the UFC debut in Saudi Arabia in June involved Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker. On the other hand, rumors started circulating in the days leading up to the event suggesting that Chimaev had to withdraw from the bout due to a severe illness that required hospitalization. Since this wasn't Chimaev's first hospitalization due to sickness, many in the mixed martial arts community wondered if he was planning to retire after his withdrawal. In the build-up to this weekend's middleweight title eliminator against the Reaper, Chimaev talked about the illness that kept him out of the main event of UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia last summer, saying that he was hospitalized twice in the days preceding up to the bout. Training camp was where we were. I had a great first month. I spent a few days in the hospital. I got back into training after coming out. Things went downhill from there as well. The doctor advised that I take a break from the gym, not merely from training, but entirely from physical activity. The mountains welcomed me home. Now that his health has improved, the three-time Swedish national wrestling champion might win this weekend and earn a title match if he defeats Robert Whittaker. The interview with Bilal Muhammad is finally discussed by Kamaru Usman. Things allegedly became nasty when Belal Muhammad appeared on Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo's show earlier this month. According to Muhammad, who was chatting with Submission Radio, the former welterweight champion was almost driven to tears when he was slammed with reality. Regardless, there is still no video of the special appearance online. Kamaru Usman gave his account on the most recent episode of Pound for Pound. Classic Belal style. The interview obviously went wrong because, well, Belal did Belal. The fact that he won't stop talking about it suggests that it was the defining moment of his life. Muhammad may decide to release the tape if he and Cejudo run out of content after his first championship defense against Shavkat Rakhmonov in December, as Usman went on to say. Furthermore, there has been no announcement on Usman's return to action as of yet, although he is actively working towards it, on his upcoming fights and when he will compete again. The former champion reportedly declined to fight Ian Gary on the UFC Fight Night Tampa card. However, it is not apparent if he is unwilling to fight Gary or is just not ready to fight again. United Fighting Championship news: after Nursultan Roziboev was knocked out of his bout with Rinat Fakhretdinov, Carlos Leal was booked to face Fakhretdinov on short notice. This bout will take place this weekend in Abu Dhabi as part of the UFC 308 program. Leal is now a member of the UFC on a 2-fight winning streak. He won his most recent bout in the summer while competing for the LFA. Furthermore, following Daniel Santos's abrupt withdrawal from the bout, Said Nurmagomedov is in need of a replacement opponent for this next weekend. Nothing is official just yet, but after last weekend's win over Sumadaji, Charles Johnson has put his name in the hat. Joe Rogan will not be joining the commentary crew for the event because it is being held in Abu Dhabi. Paul Felder will be joining John Anik and Daniel Cormier in the UFC as his replacement. On a different note, looking ahead to December's UFC 310 card, a story surfaced on Monday claiming that number 10 ranked Tatiana Suarez was forced to withdraw from her bout against number 12 ranked Verna Jandiroba. Still, Suarez denied the rumor in an online rebuttal. "I escaped harm unscathed." Where did you hear this? I'm surprised. For what reason would you make this public? The UFC has not yet commented. Regardless of the claim that Suarez had an injury, it appears that everything is set to proceed as planned. Nate Diaz's predicament prompts Brendan Schaub to respond. Nate Diaz recently attacked Brendan Schaub online without cause. Diaz may have been making fun of Schaub for being upset while discussing his longtime friend Shane Carwin's brain impairment, but it's not clear what exactly Diaz was targeting. In retaliation, Schaub resorted to social media to insinuate a wrestling bout between the two and add gasoline to the metaphorical fire. Then, on Monday, during a 15-minute segment of the Schaub Show, Schaub retaliated. "He should probably do this to keep up with the times. You should know that I retired 15 years ago, dude. Still, that is social media. This isn't genuine because this is genuine. I will humiliate you." That is the essence. I am not requesting this. I would prefer not to lose his trust. Don't misunderstand me. Even though you've been unsupportive towards me the whole time, I would stand by you if your brother were to come out and become emotional about his struggles with chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, fighting, and other related issues. That's my thing, and that's the manly thing, my friend. Nate Diaz has not yet responded. It will be intriguing to watch whether a grappling bout between the two happens, considering the Stockton great does not have a fight scheduled. A response from Francis Ngannou to John Jones this past weekend. Francis Ngannou triumphantly returned to mixed martial arts, defeating Hinan Fahada in the first round in Saudi Arabia. Ngannou paid tribute to his son Kobe after the fight instead of criticizing John Jones, as some fans had anticipated. After the fight, Jones remained civil on social media, praising the Predator for a well-rounded performance and offering his congratulations to the lineal heavyweight champion. Jones got a response from Ngannou on Monday's Ariel Helwani's show. "I think he's classy, whatever that implies. You know, he stated it in a really polite manner. Thus, I also perceive him. And on November 16th, I intend to observe him. If Jones wins his meeting with Stipe Miocic at UFC 309, He may choose to remain for a title unification bout with Tom Aspinall. This would be the biggest what-if in mixed martial arts history, but a Jones-Ngannou match is still very much in the works. Dana White stated throughout the summer that she would be surprised if Jones did not forego retirement for a title unification match, despite Jones's insistence that UFC 309 will most certainly be his last. Before UFC 308, the mixed martial arts community discusses the new training film of Chad Khamzat. Khamzat looks dapper and shows off his remarkable skills in the video. "I will carry it out." Holy cow. MMA fighters and fans shared their thoughts on this. He appears enormous and has a great side profile. What did you think of Arman Tsarukyan's training? Overall, it was excellent. Some things that we did were. Now, he demonstrated various methods to me. I also showed him. You may say he's a good man after all. In addition, he is an excellent combatant. It's lovely. Some of the things I know we offer him to work with. Plus, he has knowledge of certain things. Put up a show for me too. Important remarks. Conor had tweeted McGregor something, but he has already removed the message. It is my sincere wish that Bobby Knuckles brings it to Hamza. Are you using X to execute this? The censorship issues with YouTube are virtually over, which is why I'm inquiring. Do you want us to upload our films to X Unfiltered? Post a comment telling us what you think. Not to downplay the significance of Ilja's knockout of Volk, but Max and Volk had rather different paths leading up to this confrontation. I got the impression that Volk was quite weak since he was showing up so quickly after being viciously knocked out by Islam. However, Max is currently exuding an air of self-assurance, has experienced a series of highlight reels, and is riding high after a devastating knockout victory at UFC 300. These two are going to have a tough battle, in my opinion. Plus, I'm well aware that this might be Max's first drop. However, I also believe that Max can take advantage of one minor error that Ilja commits. My only hope is that Max is able to succeed.